What's up, everybody? This is the Rabid Hedgehog, and would you look at what I am on today? That is right, the 1979 Honda CX500C, also known as Val or Valeria. This bike has had a little bit of a winter break as she was being redone by the master himself, Don Mumaw, at Motiv Cycleworks here in Oklahoma City. Now, I know you're sitting here wondering, what happened to the tachometer? It was working last time. Yeah, that's true, it was working last time, but it has since cratered just like the speedometer, which you now notice is working. Well, part of the things we did with Don was we had him rebuild the speedometer. So I got that working again. As soon as we got that working again, the original tachometer gave out. However, we do have a known issue as to why it did it. It is because the previous ownership had put some lubrication in there that thought would make it work, and there's some random guineas running around right there. Anyway, but that thought that would make it work and instead gummed it up, caused it to melt the interior gear systems out and everything. It did it to the speedometer there, and it did it to the tachometer finally, but at least one side of it got rebuilt. So this is the original speedometer that this bike came with, and it's good to have it back in service again. I was using a backup one there for a little bit that also failed, but we will get them all rebuilt eventually as we go about this project. But the biggest thing that Don did was we reworked the electrical system on it, and that way all the turn signals are back working as they should. One of the first rides I did on it, they were working, and then a little bit afterwards, after we had a leak in the right side carburetor, I don't know what may have happened when they took it apart, but something caused an issue in the electrics, and every time I turn on the blinkers, I'd get a whole new set of hilarity. Either the blinker would blink on the front, then the back, then the next back, and then the front, or both front would blink without the back, or both back would blink without the front, or all four would come on solid. It was kind of a fun situation there, where definitely there was a short crossing out all the turn signals. But Don has since worked that out. All the lights are working on it, so all the lights in the instrument housings, the dash housing and everything functioning just fine and perfectly. So he's got all that worked out, did that awesome job. But the biggest thing that we did was we actually went and we redid the carburetors on it. We actually went with two new Mikuni style carburetors that are non-constant velocity, and that way we can get a little bit more daily reliability out of that. We also took out the air box, and he did some custom bracketing and everything to make this bike look stock despite having the new style carburetors in there. So I'm very grateful for that, because one thing I promised the gentleman I bought this bike from was that I was not going to chop it up and turn it into a cafe racer or disrespect the originality of this machine here, because it is absolutely a survivor, an origination or an original machine in a surviving condition that, yes, has a few things here and there. I mean, I get it, it's got a few imperfections, but at 41 years old, who doesn't have a few imperfections? But I really fell in love with the machine, and to be honest, that was the first thing I wanted to do, was take one of these things and turn it into a cafe racer. It's been kind of a common theme for these particular motorcycles as of late, and it's been driving the price up of these motorcycles as they go on. But one thing is that when they're in original condition, they're worth more, and they have a lot more history. This bike means a lot to Honda in itself, because this is the first V-twin type bike they ever had when they released the original CX500 in '78. And it's also one of the first, water-cooled bikes that came out. It's one of the first all-electric start bikes to come out. It is the first tubeless tire Comstar wheel that they ever used, and the first tubeless tire or mass production bike ever. So there's a lot of history in this motorcycle by itself, and the 1979 is the first year of the CX500 Custom, which put this more buckhorn style bar on it. You can see that 31 mile an hour wind today is kicking me around here and there, but whatever. It's Oklahoma, you get used to it. But you see that buckhorn style bar, these wide outset mirrors. You see just how well this bike sits. I mean, it is a very comfortable machine. If you've never ridden one of these before, This seat is like a couch. You can see my legs stick up with the knee. It goes right above the head with that unique inverted V, kind of like a Moto Guzzi, but with a twisted cylinder head to keep the air intakes and stuff behind you. So you can see my knee goes right above the head there and then comes back down and settles into around mid position. But I sit on this bike nice and straight up. My arms come straight down, straight out to these buckhorns. And of course the wrists are a little canted to make that buckhorn work. But it's no big deal. I actually find this seating position really comfortable in the way I deal with the buckhorn bars because I'm not a fan of them. I usually hold it like out there where the wrist is straight, but on the tip of the grips there. I have a large enough hand I can still control everything from that point. But it's just cool to have this bike back in operation and riding around. You can see 72 miles on this gas tank alone. I've put probably 190 miles on it since getting it back, and you know, getting a good chance to ride it out here again. It's just been great to have this bike back. We'll go ahead and stop up here in just a moment, and I'll show you what I mean by we made it look stock as best we could when it comes to how this is. There's even a little storage facility under the seat now that allows us to store some stuff there that wasn't there before because it was all airbox at the time, and now it's now it's got that hole there so you can put some stuff down there. I won't show that aspect of it, but it's a cool thing to add to a motorcycle whenever you do some work on it. All right. Look at all that chop on that lake today. I don't even see anybody out here today. Be a good day for it, guys. Come on. I mean, when the winds are churning that lake, you get a lot of stuff happening out there, and you might actually get some fish today. All right. Go ahead and pull in here, and we'll kind of show you what we're talking about here. You know, I always come up here quite a bit. It's a very beautiful area, so why not, you know? All right, go ahead and kick her off there. Here we go. Oopsie daisies. All right. Let's see, get her on her surface stand here. There we go. So you'll see that right there, you can see the new Mikuni carburetors that are on there. Better flow, better reliability. You'll see that we no longer have the vacuum operated petcock. We have a gravity fed one on here. Now that was something that was added when I had the first carb leaks. That was on this bike. We changed the petcock out because when you flip the petcock around from prime to on and off and all that, it would actually leak every time you do that. So we added a gravity fed one on there to begin with instead of the vacuum operated one. You can see that we had to machine these parts here for the intake to actually work. They don't make these things anymore. So you have to kind of build the parts to make that happen. You see there that the choke has been relocated as well. We've got one on each side this time. It used to have a choke up here. We left it up there so it still looks stock, but we put it down here where it's on the deal. But you can see, you'd never know that that's all changed behind there, that there's no more air box, that there's no more nothing back there. It's all tucked away beautifully. Kind of look back there. Batteries behind this one, but you see that open space through there, and that's where I was talking about. We have a new storage facility down there. You can see that all the lines up there for the vacuum and also the you know, drain and all that stuff, and the evap and all that. It all goes back there now. And we also have new air filters back there, twin air filters versus the big single air box style that was on there before. So still looks just like she came out of the factory like that. I know there's some additional items there, but still looking pretty good for a 41-year-old gal coming out of Illinois. Now what we did find too is that everything that's on here that is a little bit rusty is actually more or less just a surface rust. It's not even that bad. Of course, the chrome is pitted here and there. This is the next project we're working on. Looking to save about $600 or so, and we're going to redo the entirety of this exhaust, and that way we can get rid of this cross member that's down here. We're going to come out with new header pipe, ceramic coat the thing so it never does this again where it gets this pitting on it and all that stuff as well. Got some aluminum pitting on here. We know we need to take these apart, and I'm thinking about painting this kind of a unique color. I don't know if I want to leave it the bare aluminum. I kind of want to do a little bit of a deal on it, a little bit of customization, possibly paint this a ripple black. Take this and pull it out and paint the red interior, silver Honda logo in the middle or something like that. Make it pop a little bit, maybe even put a red head on it, reminiscent of the Gucci. But I don't know, we're still working on it, we're still getting there. And we're gonna leave this in the same shape. Not really gonna remove the buckhorns, not really gonna do anything like that. I'm gonna leave it in the way it is, but it was nice to see it when it was all apart, that it's just very minimal surface rust. We also need to save about $800 or so to get this frame redone. We're going to get it blasted and powder coated, and that way we eliminate the surface rust and everything. Powder coat it so it eliminates the possibility of it ever rusting again. So we need to get some work done on it. Another thing we're going to do is probably change this suspension out. You can see that the shrouding here is a little bit pitted and rusted and stuff. We might put something on there that will allow my wife to ride it, and also the other team members are a little shorter, because we're going to use this bike as a kind of our brand ambassador eventually, and that way people will be drawn to it, because I mean it is a unique machine to see just running about, because you don't see these every day. There's not very many of them running around. But giving you guys a good look of it right now, it's a beautiful little machine. Very simple. It looks so much smaller when you look at it in profile than whenever you feel like you're riding it. It feels much more substantial when you ride it, because I'm a bigger guy. I'm 6 foot tall, 32-inch inseam, 209 pounds. This bike doesn't feel small at all. Like a Rebel still feels kind of small, but this one don't feel small whatsoever. It feels pretty good, actually. All right, hop back on here real quick. Get her off that stand. Pop her back on here. All right. But as you can see, got her running like a top. So I want to give a big thank you to Don and his team for taking the time, because I mean, I know the frustrations he had building this back up, especially without the parts and without anybody really supplying these parts anymore. Very hard bike to work on, but he did it, and he did a very good job on it. I've been very happy with it, been running around with it, been taking it out even on the interstate. I'm not afraid to take this bike out on the interstate at all. It runs beautifully, runs very quickly. Everything that needs to work on it is working on it again. Like I said, I'm very grateful to have a speedometer back that's not a fan anymore. Very grateful that the temp gauge still works on it. I don't really care about the tachometer, because you know, it's not a necessity in running a machine. It's a nicety to have running on the machine. That's the best way to say it. But yeah, it doesn't really matter as long as the temperature gauge is working and all that's good to go. But this bike is a fantastic ride. I mean, if you guys are in the classic bike market, I would recommend a CX500, because hey, there's bulletproof as can be. Yes, the early engines had a cam chain issue with its tensioner and stuff like that. There are ways to tell if it's been through the recall. It's basically they stamp on the engine side a little triangle stamp on it, and add a couple of things on there or something like that. I can't remember. All I know is my engine series is beyond the recall. It has the fix already in it, so I don't have to worry about that. But early versions of these, just make sure, go to the forums, watch all that. But if you have one of these, you're a happy person, I could tell you, because I'm very happy with this bike. It's a very good riding machine. I mean, I'm coming out through here and 31-mile-an-hour winds or more, whatever we got right now. Rain coming in from the west over there. You can see it kind of building over there. It's just a good day to ride still. Still love to do it because I want to get this bike out as much as I can, beat the rain, do whatever I got to do, and just have a good time. So at any rate, this is the Rabid Hedgehog, and I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on good old Val, how she's doing, because it's been a while since she's been on the channel, been a while since she's been on Facebook, and want to give a big shout out to Dawn at Motiv Cycleworks here in Oklahoma City for taking the time and being extremely patient with this machine and me and getting this done and letting it ride like a top like she's doing right now. This bike is brilliant, good running, fantastic machine. Thanks once again for your work, and I look forward to bringing it back to you to continue to get things done with the ceramic coat and exhaust and the frame powder coat and all that stuff as well. At any rate, everybody keep that shiny side up, and we'll catch you on the next review. What's up, everybody? This is the Rabid Hedgehog, and once again, thank you for watching our videos. If you like what you see, please like, subscribe, mash that notification button. That way you get the latest content as it comes out from us. We are thankful for our viewers. We're also thankful for our sponsors. We have Law Tigers, motorcycle lawyers nationwide. Right now, they are out there riding with you because they are part of our community. But if you are in trouble and in need of assistance with any accident or any motorcycle law question, give them a call. They are at 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 1-844-533-2914, or visit lawtigers.com. Also, if you're looking to protect your engine with quality synthetic lubricants, give Doug Crawford a call. He's with USA Synthetics, distributing AMS oil products. He can be found at usasynthetics.com or 405-388-6170. And if you're looking to protect yourself, protect your ride, or protect your house, whatever it might be, give Derek Enloe and Associates a call if you're in the Oklahoma area. He will be able to help you out and protect whatever you might have. Give him a call at 405-261-1010 or visit enloeinsurance.com. Once again, thank you for watching. Have a great day, and we'll catch you on that next ride.